The last full day on Alta Via 4. The highlight is certainly Via Ferrata Del Ghiacciaio, my apologies on the pronunciation. An impressive slab reading right up the mountain's face. The protection is good, the climbing is interesting, and the views are jaw-dropping. Once on top, there's a knife-edge ridge with crazy drop-offs on either side. From here, the trail leads across two different drainages with very different views. The descent off the ridge involves several down climbs on a technical and often very challenging trail. From here, we climb to another ridge and then a straight shot to Rifugio Antelao. The trail is in the center of the Italian Alps, the Dolomites, about 10 miles as a crow flies east of Cortina. This day is technically more difficult than physically hard, but the variety of the trail and the variety of the terrain make it very rewarding and worthwhile. We start in Rifugio Pietro Galassi. Initially, we hike up a steep trail to a talus field just below an enormous glacier. The trail does not seem to have a point. It is leading towards a cirque of cliffs on all sides. How are we going to get out of this corner? Starting morning number 7, Rifugio Antelao, 250. And we're starting out the back of our Rifugio. You can see the mountains are quite lit. It was stormy last night, lightning and blowing rain, but right now there's not a breath of wind nor a cloud in the sky. Quite a bit more bushwhacking than we're used to, and I'm taking all the spider webs off the trail for Rachel. Oh, another commanding view. Oh wow. It looks like the path is like landscaped with this white rock that has been put down. But those white blocks are characterized as the Dolomites, in fact, where it gets its name. I think what happens is when you walk here enough, then you get through the soil and this white rock is naturally just below the surface. We've gotten above the vegetation line. It has a distinctly different character, the trail does. Sea of rock, we have resilience. The trail continues. It's difficult to find at times. We're at the base of this enormous cliff, and across from the mountains we saw yesterday, which were beautiful with the clouds playing against them. And when a thunderstorm came last night, it was so dramatic that I was thankful I was in a hut that had 3-foot thick stone walls. We heard this waterfall from the Rifugio far below, and now we get to see it for the first time. It's interesting when the water flows over white rock like this, you almost can't even see it until you're upon it. That was dicey crossing. All right, Trail 250 is our trail today. And we've been on Alta Via 4, this is our 7th day, but this part of the trail also is Alta Via 5. So we'll be sharing it with another Alta Via. We gotta go right up that little notch there. And this is the second highest peak in the Dolomites. We wanted to climb yesterday, but my twisted ankle precluded that. And way down there is our Rifugio, and that gorgeous mountain we saw pretty much all day yesterday. Impossibly, the trail goes straight up a vertical wall. So cool! Fortunately, it's well protected the whole way. You see the red dot on that face? Somehow, that's the best way up. Okay, make your way across this giant slab. No problem. All right, we got a Via Ferrata, which is good to have some protection, and looks like we have some companions. There she goes, just flying up this cliff face. Really textured. but also pretty much straight up. Oh. Oh. Whew. Whew. Very stiff. Oh. Right, we're topping out. This looks like the last cable. And we're on the ridge. That's the top of the highest peak, second highest peak in the Dolomites. We're at the saddle. Oh, beautiful alpine lake. Taking a break. That was a long Via Ferrata. The way down the backside includes us crossing some boulder fields, steep slippery trails, and a few down climbs on Via Ferratas. I was freaked out by the exposed down climbs. My wife was a bit nervous on the slippery trails. We took turns being uncomfortable. Got a ridge walk with this crazy wind. Whew. It's kind of scary. With all this loose rock, it seems like such a bad idea to walk down here. Whew. A lot of loose scree on the way down. You can see the lakes that are fed by the melting glacier. The water's running quite loud. It's marked with these little red dots, which are hard to see at times. That glacier is melting fast and is feeding these ponds. We're gonna head out right below there. Okay, we can see into our new drainage for the first time. And too bad it's hazy, but look at that crazy serrated ridge line. That is so sharp. And of course, we're next to a cliff right here. Who could forget that? Ooh. Sometimes down climbing is much harder. Whew, that was scary. Here are way steeper than the US. And this hard, compact ground with these round rocks on top that is so easy to roll on. It makes your footing really insecure. Probably twice as steep as a US trail. A rare spot of flat trail. And we're heading for that gap right in the middle of the frame. After such difficult trail with the loose scree, it's nice to have grass again and meadow, and the trail is much better angle with commanding views on all sides. That's where we came from, on those steep shelves. In just a few hundred vertical feet, the whole nature of the trail changed. Now it's super lush and humid, and the trail is way more forgiving with less of that loose scree, so it's just going well. See? Under this cute little tree, breeze coming through, amazing view. We had a nice break. I'm gonna remember this one of my favorite moments of today's hike. It's just chilling for 20 minutes or maybe half an hour. A little butterfly. The climb out of the last valley was actually pretty easy. The trail had good footing and is well marked. We were constantly distracted by the blueberries. Out of the woods for a minute to this boulder field, and the trees are cleared a bit and some are kind of crushed, and these huge sharp rocks, right? Where do they come from? I'm thinking there. Can you imagine the violence of rocks falling off that cliff with velocity and pouring down here and getting stuck in crazy angles? I'm glad I'm not here during an avalanche. First stream in a few miles, and I am dumping my shirt in it so it's dripping wet. My hat is still dripping wet. Getting cold water in our bottles. Ah, this feels good. This little delightful stream. Percolating, ice cold water, and it comes from that spring right there. We're bottom of a little dip now. We're gonna have a few hundred feet to go up, and I think we have a good view of the valley there. There we go. The trail right now is well maintained and fast and not trying to kill me. That's a good thing, right? So we're going on the edge of this valley, and look at this cute little meadow down there. I kind of want to build a cabin down there. Hey, here we are at another trail juncture. We're going to go left, continue on 250 to Rifugio Antelao. The view is changing. I'm sure the video doesn't show this, but this is like a 20% grade, twice that of the average American trail. But we are gaining altitude efficiently. Our last big climb of the day. Some blueberry picking. Rachel's doing some blueberry picking. Hey, we're near the top. Going should get quite a bit easier soon. Oh, we were all the way across that valley just an hour ago. Oh, amazing view. So this is the last few steps of the last sustained climb of the day, and frankly, of the trip. And here we should get another view at another drainage, which we have not seen before. So goodbye, what's kept us company for the past several hours. And now, what's coming up next? Oh, too bad it's hazy. Oh, those mountains are sure sharp though. That is magnificent. Ooh. There we are. The last leg into the Rifugio was the easiest of the entire trip. The trail was perfectly flat and there were no obstacles. All we could think of about was dinner and a relaxing afternoon. These trail miles are so easy. And we got this commanding view across the way. Wish the light was a little bit better. All right, that little speck there on the saddle, that is our Rifugio for the night, and our last one on Alta Via 4. Compared to the rock landscape we were on just a few hours ago, this is a whole different world. Look how lush it is, how friendly it is. It's like every step is not trying to kill you, it's like it wants you to take a nap. Just 100 yards until our Rifugio. Here we are, our last Rifugio. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to check in first or have a lemonade. Important decisions need to be made. What did you say in Kathmandu? So here's my recommendation. Do not attempt this trail unless you are comfortable with your climbing skills and with exposure. It is technically challenging, but also very rewarding. It was among our favorite segments on Alta Via 4.